Hey there, so this is a review. I just finished watching, well, I never just finished watching. I watched it earlier this morning, and it was an okay film. It was a movie called You're Next. And You're Next was directed by Adam Wingard. You probably know. Actually, Ty West, the director, is also in the film as well. Now, and of course, Barbara Crampton, a 80s classic, very sexy girl back in the day, and still very classy, cool lady. Very attractive. She plays mom in this. Now, did I enjoy the movie? I did kind of enjoy the movie, but I'm going to be honest. The first 20-something minutes of this movie is very much a chore to get through. You're introduced to a cast of characters that are... It's a family coming together for kind of a family reunion. Most of them are pretty bland and pretty unlikable, but not even unlikable. You just don't care. Some of the dialogue seems forced, and some of it actually seems realistic, but not in realistic in the good sense of like, I feel that this is something that's real in the sense like where, imagine you're at a party with a bunch of people you don't like, and you just want to get out of there, or family members you don't like. That's kind of what the first 20-something minutes of this movie is like. There's some decent action if you can get past that, but just gotta let you know right now, the first bit of the movie is pretty punishing. There is like a little scene at the beginning with a man and an older man and a younger woman having sex, and we don't really see anything. And somebody comes in with a lamb mask on and kills them both. And writes the words "You're next." It doesn't make much sense. There's a lot of plot holes in this film, and anyway. A very rich family goes up to a cabin to have a family reunion. There's a bunch of brothers with their respective girlfriends and spouses, and once they get up there, they continue to bicker and argue for the next 20-so minutes of the film, and it's pretty annoying, and I think it's supposed to be character advancement, but it doesn't really work as such. And I can tell you right now that you're gonna know who the bad guys are pretty early on in this film. It's and I don't mean the guys outside. I mean there's a twist, and I'm giving it away right now. So know that right now. I'm giving away as a twist. Spoiler alert. Some people inside the house, members of the family, are actually have hired these guys to slaughter the other members of the family, so that it looks like it was a home invasion, and they'll get their inheritance and get more money because there'll be less members of the family. At first, it seems like it's just two people that are extremely obvious, and the third one is kind of a guy that I know I've seen him in stuff before, but I really, honestly, these actors, even the ones that I'd seen in stuff before, I don't know if I didn't recognize or I just didn't care that much about their characters. He just is such a bland character that when he disappears off the screen and you don't see him again, you don't assume he's dead. You assume he's part of the twist and he's going to be the bad guy. You kind of know it's coming. And so when it's revealed near the end of the film, there's no big surprise. The female lead does a good job. She plays by coincidence, she just happened to have grown up in a family where her father was a survivalist nut, so she knows all this stuff. Think of this movie as kind of like Home Alone with blood, I guess. The masks that they wear are lamb-type masks, sheep lamb masks. And the thing is that I think what they were going for was that it would be in the dark, and the whiteness of the mask, kind of like the Michael Myers mask or even the Friday the 13th Jason hockey mask, it would be scary or intimidating. Unfortunately, it comes off as kind of blah. And when after 5 or 6 seconds of looking at the mask, you realize that they're those cheap plastic masks that you used to wear when you were like really young as a kid for Halloween, when you couldn't get the really cool pull-over face masks. And they actually make no sense for what these people are doing. The masks, there were much better ways that they could have hid their faces without obstructing their view. And if you've ever worn a Halloween mask, one of those cheap dollar Halloween masks that you put on with, like that, then it's the first thing you notice is that after a few seconds you're like lifting it because it's hot and because it's obstructing your view. That may just be me, I may be nitpicking here on that part, but it bothered me in the movie when I was watching it. There is one jump scare that works for me in the entire film, and it's one after the mother is killed. I think the mother's killed. They all kind of blend together. Your Next is touted as the next horror classic, and it's not. I mean, it's a fun watch for what, but it's not one you're probably going to watch over and over again. I would say to Netflix it rather than buy the film. I don't think it's a buy. That being said, if it was like, if you get the Blu-ray for $3 or $4 and there's like a commentary or something on it, but if this is a Blu-ray with no features, then pass it up. Don't pick it up. And definitely don't pay $20 or $30 for this movie. This is definitely not worth that. There's some pretty good pedigree behind the film. There's some great actors in front of the camera. It just doesn't click together as a fully competent film. It's a fun watch, but it is, in my opinion anyway, I think it's a one-watch film. If I watch it again, I would have to have owned it, got it for really cheap, and there'd have to be like a commentary or some features on it that I want to watch to see where it went wrong, type of thing. I never went in expecting a lot out of this movie, so which is even more kind of disconcerting, because if I'd gone in expecting a fantastic film and this had happened, then I can understand being disappointed. But I was really bored. It took a lot for me to keep with the movie to get to the action part. The action part is good. I mean, like the home invasion thing afterwards, where she's like doing the attack. It's decent. It's not bad. It's not great. It's good. I can't. At least when I was watching Boogeyman last night, it was what it was. And Boogeyman, they were like boring and they were so funny. They were so bad they were funny. This is not that type. It's pretty boring for a lot of the film, and when the action happens, it happens, but it's all pretty predictable stuff that you can pretty much guess who the killers are. You can guess who's going to survive. One thing I did like, there's a little cool thing right at the end of the film that was kind of cute. With the cop. I'm not going to give it away, since it's probably the only really cute, like good part of the movie. I can't say that. No, it's not a bad. It's not a good. It's mediocre. You're Next. It's not a horror classic. It's not a great film. It's a passable film. It's good for a watch. Don't go out and spend a lot of money on this movie. Wait for a Black Friday sale or something like that and get it really cheap if you want to like pad your collection with newer horror movies from this year. Great pedigree behind this film, but unfortunately the movie didn't work out the way that I think they wanted it to. Maybe they'll do a sequel or something and they'll like snazz it up. But as it goes right now, Your Next is a pretty tepid film. Sorry to say, I'm actually very disappointed. And thanks for watching, and let me know if you liked Your Next. Definitely comment down below and let me know what you found good about it, or if you agree, like let me know what you think. Because I think this is gonna be one of those movies that's gonna get like a bit of a following, but I'm not sure it's gonna get a following for the right reasons. If you saw The Purge, and I saw The Purge, and it wasn't a very good movie, but The Purge is better than this. That's saying something. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. And right now, I'm gonna watch another movie. But before I do, it's time for tea.